Warning, this video is intended for audience who are 13 or older. If you are not 13 or older, please fuck off and tell your parents to moderate what you watch online.
How do they keep losing their cards? You know, like, I feel like at this point...
Well, hey, they find... And, well, no. It's not how do they keep losing their cards. It's how is it episode 47 and we've only just now gone... should probably try and figure out a way to stop us from losing our cards all the time. Because it turns out that these actual cards... Honestly, Spawner might be right, because actually this is a very careless power that seems to be able to get into hands of, like, proof. The defense rests its case. I was able to steal your cards and misuse them. If I can do it, literally everybody can. I don't know what else to say to you guys. Like, you guys keep fucking up.
Like, you just keep letting people steal your cards, even when we establish at this point that these cards are sentient enough to be like, hey, man, hey, it's like they're sentient to be like, yeah, man, I don't want to hang out with you. I'm gonna go back to my original owner, you know, right?
Yeah.
I get a lot of bad vibes from hanging out with you,
Nope,
you know,
unfortunately,
right?
they have the Pokeball, they have control.
Yeah, also, it just turns out that, hey, they just carry every single card with them at every time. I was like, man, I don't think that's a smart idea.
So
I don't...
Especially when you see the stack that is, like... Because it's not a deck, right? There's no deck building to this fucking card collection thing with Gotchard. It's a stack of fucking cards.
Mm-hmm.
This stack of cards
is
just, like, so insanely thick because the Chemi cards are so fucking big and, like... I've never actually, I don't know.
Right, also they don't have to be carrying this many cards, right? Because I understand you need a card for a specific purpose.
Yeah.
And like it's like a Pokemon with like an HM move, you know. Or, hey, I'm definitely gonna need this this water type Pokemon to know Surf, you know. But at some point you can probably consolidate and like cut down some of these. Like I don't think you're gonna need to carry the Zeus card with you at any given moment, you know. I feel like that's an oddly specific thing.
I feel
you
like
can probably
I
get away
also
by
feel
carrying
like you
the
probably
jungle,
don't need
the light bulb.
Yeah, you probably don't need
right?
the Zeus card if you have the light bulb one already, because the Zeus one's probably gonna do the
right.
same
You know,
thing.
I feel like it carries, it does the exact same, you know, utility purposes.
Or
you know,
no,
right?
the even better one is you don't need the Zeus card because you have the Odin one, and you don't need the Odin one because, or you don't need the like charge battery thing or whatever one because you have the Odin one. Like, you just stop.
Right, yeah. Right, at some point, most of these cards I feel redundant.
Yeah.
You know, and you're just carrying them.
There's only one
because
smartphone card,
point,
so I get
like,
that. But you also have a phone, so I don't know if you need the smartphone card.
Right, that's why they keep getting all their cards so they just walk around.
But luckily now,
every single card
but luckily in this episode we finally solved that problem because it's only episode 47, and he's had his card stolen 6, 7 times at this point.
Right. 3K. It's Kamen Rider Gotchard, episode 47. Big Clash. Houtaro versus Spawner. This is it. This has been the big drama we have been leading up to the entire season. You know, right? Ichinose and Spawner's big relationship problem. You know, right?
Well, you know, here's the thing. Based off of what we know of what's to come, it turns out that we were both wrong and right about some things, because we've been joking about the Reiwa era Kamen Riders, where they all inevitably have to have a face-off with their secondary rider because they have a heel turn or whatever, and they become a bad guy, or they have to fight against each other for some reason.
Turns
out
right.
that maybe it wasn't Spawner. Maybe it wasn't Spawner. Maybe as much as we expected it to be Spawner, hey, once again, Gotchard continues to be peak, okay? It's subverting the genre.
Right. Hey. Spawner realized he only has like this motorcycle for another couple hours, so he's getting the most use out of it.
He's gotta return to Enterprise
he's like,
afterwards.
Yeah, he realized, maybe that's all, man. And look, it is 5 a.m. I really have to. I really want to go home. I cannot spend another day here, so I'm just gonna take this, you know, right? I'm gonna get the most use out of this motorcycle I got.
Yeah.
You know, hey, you know what? Hey, the Japanese motorcycle laws can't stop me if I'm riding it on behind the scene on like some back alley filming production.
To be
You
fair,
know, right? Like where the fuck is?
To be fair, maybe he gets to keep the motorcycle, but he loses his Valverad driver. What the fuck do they call it? Because it's not supposed to be it's totally not the Gotchard igniter, but it is. But what the fuck do they call the actual Valverizer? What the fuck is his goddamn belt called?
Is it
shit?
Is it in I thought it is Valverad driver, right?
Fuck, maybe it is. That's so dumb. It does not flow. That does not have.
Yep. It is Valverad driver. You know.
Yeah, sure. Fuck it.
Yeah, because remember, look, he has the Valverad Crusher, you know, right, as his sword, you know, right? But he has the Valverad Driver as his transformation belt, you know.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, look, he's using it as a name, you know. You gotta make sure that look, if he keeps calling it, it keeps adding Valverad in front of all of his objects, right? It will be its own thing, you know, right?
Totally
That's how you make sure it doesn't. That's how you make sure it doesn't it becomes a generic name, you know,
this is
right?
the Valverad cycle that I'm on. Don't worry about the fact that the rental's about to end. This is my Valverad helmet. Oh, you see me in my Valverad cape? This is my Valverad plan.
All right. Look, it's how I make myself sound so cool. Yeah, hey. Yeah, Lacus confronts him in the backyard.
Once again, Gaelia is still doing the other Dark Kings, the other Abyssal Kings are still doing a better job than Gigas did. You'd think that with this whole thing and the setup they've tried to have of Gigas like tempting Spawner with like the dark flame energy or something, that he would show up in this at all. No, not really. Not really anything to do with Gigas at all. This is just his own fucking thing. But yeah, Lacus confronts him as he speeds his motorcycle towards her, and then they have their little woo boy the will they won't they emotional thing where he tells her the sad plan and she feels bad for him. And then he punches her in the stomach, and not like
that's
not like the cool
that's anime, you know.
Yeah,
like, that's how.
But the problem is that the way that they do it makes it seem like it really wasn't that strong, like because she really does not go down. It looks like she does eventually fall unconscious, but normally it's supposed to be like one hit and they're down. The fact that she just kind of, like, looks like is still trying to move and, like, looks up at him before passing out makes it feel way more, like, fucked up, like he just punched a girl in the gut and, like, just fucked up her stomach. Like, just went straight to the gut punch.
You got look, she still has some of that homunculi energy. If she was fully human, you know, right? She would have been knocked out right away.
Unfortunately, she's not a normal Japanese girl. So she's a little more resilient. If we can just get that little bit of, make her a little bit more human, then we can hit her in the stomach all we want to make her pass out. I see.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have...
That's how it will work, you know, right? Yeah. But yeah, he's like, hey, look, I need to enact my big plan that I just thought up.
Yeah.
Right? Like this is the only way right? You gotta trust me.
This is my Valverad.
This plan feels very thought out.
Again, Code Geass is back. So this is Spawner's Valverad Requiem.
Mm-hmm, right? Like he spent a lot of time on this.
He will take on the sin of all of humanity and all of the chemies.
Right. Yeah. So everyone meets up on the roof. Not the school.
Just a roof. Just a roof of a building.
Just a random Japanese building roof.
Also, I like the idea. This goes back to what you're saying about how many cars they keep. Okay, it's one thing to say, you know, you're having. You're like trying to have as many under the utility belt as possible. You never know when you need your bat shark mace or something, right? I don't think that having every single card on you is a good move. Like, that is like having no bank account and carrying all of your money in a big bag that says money.
Right, yeah. Right. Yeah.
Anyway, also, I want to point out that Lachesis did immediately find the flaw in Spawner's plan, and everyone else also immediately finds the flaw in Spawner's plan, which is, you realize that if we don't have the cards, we can't transform, right? Like, I understand.
Right, like, that's kind of our entire gimmick.
I understand.
That's kind of our entire gimmick
that, like,
season,
you're saying,
right?
what we hear what you're saying, okay? The chemis, hey, the world, the cat's out of the bag, everybody knows about the chemis, the alchemy, and
look,
things are bad. You realize that.
So what if two high school student holds unlimited power in trading card forms, right? And I said they're probably a threat. I think they kind of realize that, right? Hey, look, when someone has power, they kind of realize they become a target. Like, there's a reason every week why Gigas and Gallia and Garia has been going after them every week for the last year, instead of just attacking random people.
Now that I think about it, Spawner, it's a bad comparison because Spawner's really stupid about it, but Spawner's essentially doing the same thing that the Australian government did after their shooting, where they're like, listen, we've got to get rid of all the guns, but if we get rid of all the guns, then we won't have any guns. Yeah, that's the point. I want everyone to not have any guns. No, but we need to have some guns too. It's like, no guns. And Spawner's just like, no guns at all. And Houtaro and everybody's like, but we want to keep our guns.
Right, yeah, this is his plan is so very badly thought out, and I like how no one else, when they're on this rooftop, question these weird oddly placed cubes there. I'm like, oh, that's the first thing I noticed about this scene. What the fuck's with these four oddly placed cubes?
I have thought about this. I've thought about this because I don't think this is the first time that we've seen these 4 oddly placed cubes. I think these cubes have been randomly in a bunch of other scenes because they are they're essentially blocks of just straight up iron that they just alchemy use to make shit constantly. Like, they are there at random points when they have done alchemy because it's just like, oh, we need a cube of alchemy to use of material to do our alchemy.
Yeah, we need a source or something, right? Yeah, I got no one questions like, oh man, hey, should we move these cubes out the way prepare our defensive?
Why are these 4 equidistant ceiling cubes right here where Spawner told us to meet him? Spawner wouldn't leave the 4 equidistant ceiling cubes
It's really weird that Spawner told us to meet exactly in the middle, on this
right
X,
there in the middle.
Right?
He said, please stand at this X, meet me at this time in the 4 equidistant ceiling cubes.
It's just so funny how at least no one takes notice. And then just ignore just for the 4 his gang, I guess.
And then luckily
look, these characters have clearly, no names,
hold on, wait.
Right?
No, if they're his gang, then obviously they have to be Valvered something. So they're the Valvered the Valvered dummies. The Valvered 4. No, come on. There's gotta be another thing.
The Valve Ford, right? Yeah,
the Valvered.
The
Valvered Chosen. Yeah, well, let's go with that. The Valvered, the 4 Valvered Chosen. Yeah.
Yeah.
The 4 Valvered Chosen jump out from their hiding place, which was behind a totally a fence that you could definitely see through, and they were just laying down flat so no one would notice them.
And then over is hiding behind the building, right? Just for them to come in and put up, I guess it's some weird energy force field, right?
Yeah,
we're stuck.
Halfway through.
I thought it was quicksand for some reason.
Nope, it's just that would be too easy. That would make too much sense. Instead, it is the alchemy energy field. You know, that thing that alchemy does, make an energy field that stops people in their tracks.
Right, and then he steals, and then Spawner steals everyone's car. It's like, oh yeah, he got them all.
Yeah, with the power of flame. And now the thing that doesn't burn paper cards, it just picks them up and carries them into your hand.
Oh look! He unlocked Amaterasu. All right, Look,
Amaterasu, Amaterasu, the black flames that famously pick things up harmlessly and carry them into your hand, and then the fire turns off.
Yeah, and now the Kemis cannot escape, right? Because they're surrounded by dark energy.
Sure.
Or something.
I feel like this is the entire reason why we had Nijigon, but sure, fuck it. Would be a great time for Rainbow Breath.
Right,
Nope.
look, he even gets Nijigon, right? Like, he gets them all,
Apparently.
Right, yes, he takes everyone's card. Yeah. And then Lexus has terrible time,
she just missed them. Am I too late? Did I miss the whole thing? Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
And by the way, don't walk in between the four conveniently spaced black cubes on the rooftop, you guys.
Spotter also told me that Spotter's going to transmute all the chemis to himself, and to do that, he's going to take you guys to the 4 equidistant ceiling cubes. You're not in the 4 equidistant ceiling cubes, are you?
It's real funny how she immediately pops up after you. I was like it's just like a bad comedically timed bit,
She bursts through the door like fucking Kramer. It's fucking awesome.
It's so funny how she shows up right after like he literally walks out of frame.
Do you think that she? Well, because again, this goes back to my point of it doesn't really seem like that. Like the punch had the intended effect of like I understand the trope of like punching, like knocking out someone that's trying to stop you, with a karate chop to the neck or a punch to the gut or something. But it seems like Spotter did not put enough impact into it really at all because one, Lachesis went down very slowly and was like, "How that hurt?" Like, and then just kind of like fell unconscious, and then basically was all but 5 minutes behind him afterwards. Like, he had a motorcycle, and she caught up to him very fast, when you think about it.
Right? It's really funny. She just shows up like this, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, he's trying to take all 101 cards. He's trying to gain all the cards' power, right? That's his big plan.
That's a real decades-long plan. Wow, 10 years in the making? Well, that's the kind of thing that would take a decade to perform. Having the power of all of the cards. Right. You'd need some kind of cape for that.
Yeah. That's how he's gonna defeat the Abyssal Kings, right?
Yeah.
Look, he'll defeat them with their own power, right? Hey, I feel like he could defeat the Abyssal King if he just used the cards himself. Right, then afterwards he destroys the card, right? Like an Avenger.
Here's a thought: use your fucking black flames. Why are you just using the flames to pick up the cards and seal the cards?
Oh man, he's not strong enough. He's not strong enough with the black flames.
He just used them to selectively pull the cards out of everybody's fucking pants.
Yeah, but he can't use the black flames to defeat the Abyssal Kings. He doesn't have that.
So dumb. It's so dumb.
Yeah, look. If Gigas was still around, Gigas could have been like, we could have had a whole Orochimaru.
Gigas is still around, and they didn't bring him in for this at all. It feels like this should have been an Orochimaru point, but it isn't. It's just fucking Spotter going fucking apeshit for his own fucking apeshit reasons.
Yeah, but don't worry, Atropos got this. She'll take care of this, right?
Hey, Garyon, should we get in on this action? Again, any of the other villains that are in this, maybe we should step in and be somewhat a part of this, like, thing before it goes off. And Garyon is just like, you do what you... Hey, do what you want, 9-year-old child. Go fight and intercede with this boy's plan to take... We've gone from the 4 equidistant cubes to now the 3 equidistant planks in the quarry.
Right. Look. Spawner does not have an army of dread troopers.
Yeah, and based off of this, neither does Garyon, because they're not doing anything. There are 3 episodes left. What the fuck? Why did you make all the Dread Troopers just to not use the Dread Troopers?
Oh, he did use the Dread Troopers.
Yeah, in the alternate timeline, that's a movie that we haven't seen. So what happens to them in this timeline?
It's all on the same timeline, it's still happening.
I swear to God, if Gary...
but yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Hotaro's house got fucking
Octopus
robbed. finally learns about stranger danger,
Yeah.
you know, right? It just turns out that a majority of the time the kidnapper is someone you know, right?
Look,
Yeah.
it's also usually, a lot of times, it's a family member. Sometimes they just pick you up and say, "Hey, your mom, we gotta go. Your mom told me that your mom's sick. Come with me. Come with me."
Mm-hmm. Right. Follow me. Look. I don't know what. I assume that. That Octopus came here to kill the
Valvarad 4. Yeah, the Valvarad 4.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You know, right? Because they are nameless.
And stop their three
I would have been real mad if the show. Right, I would have been real mad if the show decided to give them all names at this point. I'd be like, man, I don't want to know these characters. I don't think these characters deserve to have names to begin with.
Hold on, I know their names actually.
Oh, do these characters actually have names? There's no fucking way these characters actually have names.
Hold on.
Credited as.
Here are their names.
Here are
their names. We have.
Okay, boy.
Here we have Lorelei, Bruno, Agatha, and Lance. Those are the 4.
I'm gonna assume Agatha is the only female member.
No, Lorelei.
Right?
Lorelei. There's also one that's named Lorelei. Agatha could be anybody. I don't know. I'm gonna say, yeah, that's.
Let's see. Hold on. Okay, I'm looking at the group. So there's 2 guys. No. There's a guy with glasses, a girl, and 2 older looking guys.
Okay, so you're saying
right?
that their names are probably Will, Koga, Bruno, and Karen. One of them is a Karen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure, man. I'm really mad these characters have names. Fine. Well, whatever. Man, look. These look. No one needs to know these characters' name. Yeah. Anyway, the mobs has come and rioted and destroyed Hotaro's mom's restaurant. You know, right? While he was out, you know, right? Getting stuck in the energy cube.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right, yeah. Also, he has to finally confess. Yeah, hey, I have not been hanging out.
Oh man, you know what I've been saying? I've been going
for the last year.
Yeah, I haven't been. When I came in looking like I was doing Jurassic Park cosplay. Yeah, no, that wasn't a club.
Man, I have no idea where. I was vividly confused when he said after school. I was like, oh, has that been the excuse?
I swear,
I don't think.
I think that might have been something that happened in the very first episode, and we never talked about again.
Because I don't remember him ever mentioning.
I don't either, but I feel like I have the vaguest memory of something like that happen. But I could just be gaslighting myself into making this make sense because that's the only way that it works. That's the only way my brain can continue to operate. Is to go, yeah. I'm sure he said it at some point, and I just forgot. It's my fault. It's my fault actually. I should be smarter.
Yeah, man. My after school club was more dangerous than it is. You know, right? My bad.
Yeah.
You know. Right. Yeah. Yeah. The restaurant is destroyed.
Yeah. The restaurant an innocent restaurant got fucking ransacked. And then the speed at which they went, that honestly the Kamen Riders went from, or the whole Alchemy Society went from completely underground and unknown to we have doxed a high school child's house and attacked his mother's like place of work and his like living space is really insane. But luckily, there's good people.
All right, what is it? This is still what? What? This is what? This has been 2 days
maybe
now?
48 hours.
Right,
maybe 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, look, the internet works fast nowadays. You know, right? If they want to find out something.
Hey, the problem is everybody. When everybody's following Toei's official VTuber, what the fuck was her name? Fuck, what was the VTuber?
Sakuraba Hug.
Yeah, Sakuraba Hug. Because everybody's stuck on Sakuraba Hug's VTuber stream, the information is just too fast for them to keep up with because everybody's tuned into Toei's official VTuber, Sakuraba Hug.
Mm-hmm. Right, look, the mother should be way more worried about this, but she realized she has to pay bills.
I have to pay bills.
Right?
My husband's never coming back. I don't give a shit about your trading cards.
Mm-hmm. I am still a single mother who works in a restaurant that only employs herself.
Her son lets her son work the kitchen sometimes, and usually people complain about the food that he makes because it tastes like a child made it because it is a literal child, and then also sometimes his friends.
Right. She's like, oh man, I forgot to fulfill these orders.
Yeah,
right?
I'm literally
But
making
yeah, don't
more
worry.
food
Kazuki is here.
I'm literally making yeah. Hey, luckily the old man, the random dude from the wrestling episode is here, just like the random dude from.
No! Kazuki knew that Houtaro needs help, so he knew who to bring.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, look, Kazuki's like, hey, look, I called in everyone.
I called him.
Right?
Hey, on your left. Oh, I brought back the whole team's here. It's me and this one wrestling guy from episode 4?
5?
Let's see. Hold on.
Right? It's like
it is literally okay. You're right. It is actually episode 5. It is actually episode 5.
Oh, is it actually episode? I know it was early on because that's when they got Ant Trooper. Yeah. Or Wrestler G.
Ant Trooper is episode 4,
but don't
and
worry.
Wrestler G is episode 5.
Yeah. Look. So don't worry. Look, don't worry, but thankfully, in this time of need, this old man comes in and gives Houtaro fathering advice.
The sage advice that only a child without a father and a series of very weird uncles could get, which is, hey, your dad's not around, go talk to your weird uncle who runs the gym down the street, and he'll say, go punch him. I feel like there's only one way to deal with bitches like that when they're acting like that. You gotta punch him in the face, man. You gotta hit him. If I were you, I wouldn't go down like no bitch.
I love how Houtaro has to trauma dump all this to this guy who just regained, right? Because remember, this guy also just regained his memory of the whole Kemi incident.
It's also,
man,
we're implying that the only memories, again, this goes back to the fundamental issue with the memory manipulation that's happened in Gotchard, which is when they don't just wipe your memory if you got turn into amalgam or you interact with a Kemi, and we focused on it. If they catch you, smell it, if you happen to notice a Kemi by accident, mind wipe. If you fucking stepped on a Kemi by accident, mind wipe. If a Kemi turned into a Velociraptor and vomited spit all over you, Kazuki, mind wipe. It's all, who knows how many other people are just Swiss cheese brained at this point. So this man had a bunch of random memories.
Man, so I love how Houtaro then has to explain to this guy how I have to assume that this entire, right, Houtaro then proceeded to explain, everything that has led up to the situation, right? Because if you think about it, the old man, I don't remember his name.
Wrestler guy. I don't remember.
Yeah, the wrestler, like his knowledge of this is only up to Wrestler G and Wrestler G adjacent things, right? Like I don't think this guy has ever even met Spawner. Now that I think about it, right?
Yeah. No. Spawner, hold on. I'm looking at the episode now. Was Spawner in that? No, I don't think. I am not seeing Spawner. I don't see Spawner at all.
Oh man, yeah, right, because man, let's see. I'm gonna quickly learn this the old man wrestler's name. It is
Koichiro Asahi.
Is that who it is? Yeah, like he only knows up to Golem, the wrestler guy and wrestler G characters. That's it. He doesn't know who the fuck. Yeah. He doesn't know who the fuck Spawner
who the fuck is this guy that came on that went on the TV and just said he wants all the cards? Oh man, what the fuck is going on?
Right, like he doesn't. Okay, so Spawner, so he just has to explain all these. Right, it's like he just has to explain all this. But every time he explains, but in order for you to understand this context, I need to tell you this context, and then we have to go back.
And then there's also parts I have to tell you that I wasn't there for. Apparently his parents died in a gruesome murder 10 years ago, but then his memory got wiped, so he doesn't even remember it. So fuck, man, that happened.
Yeah. It turns out the common theme between the convenient really all these specific things between all is that we all lost parental figures. Also, this is Rene. I think you met her. I think you said hi to her one time. Yeah. She's also a Kamen Rider now, by the way.
Yeah, she wasn't before, but now she is.
Yeah, her dad's a Kamen Rider too, you know.
Yeah, don't worry about
Right,
him.
like-
Oh, her
yeah.
dad has also been missing, but he's back now. It's okay.
Yeah, we just don't know where he is right now too. But but thankfully he's coming back.
Yep,
Right.
he'll definitely be back, and he'll be around forever.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but so Koichi just gives it advice,
Yeah.
right? Like, yeah.
You should punch your friend in the face. Hey, when your friend is being an asshole, you should
Yeah.
punch your friend in the face. Super healthy, super productive advice from a super well-adjusted old man.
Look, you just gotta look. Sometimes you just gotta let it out, right?
Yeah, all over your friend's face
just
with your
look,
face.
Yeah, I hope he fight, right? To get it out.
It's not. You
yeah.
haven't really bonded as men unless you've met at the quarry, yelled at each other, punched each other in the face, and then both used your special magical alchemy belts to turn into armored riders and hit each other with swords.
Yeah, and then and then you both use your upgrades and everything.
Well,
as well.
unfortunately, there's only
But
one
yeah.
upgrade. The fact that only one of them has the ability to truly have upgrades. The fact that Spawner doesn't. This again goes back to just use the Black Flames. The Black Flames do not play enough of a part in this fight that they have between each other. You'd think again.
Right.
With the implication that he is supposed to be
I thought
using the Black Flames or something.
He was gonna boost all of his.
Yeah, or
right?
at least
he was gonna boost all of his.
Or at least there'd be Black Flames coming out of his attacks, right? Nope, he's just regular Valorad.
Hey, man, I'm sure Toei. I'm sure Toei didn't want to go frame by frame and repaint all of his.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, they should just turn all of his fucking armor into like a black version of their black repaint.
Instead, the Black Flames allow him to make a second Valvorad sword. Okay, I don't really know how that happened. Does it have the power of cloning?
Look! You gotta remember when you have all 101 chemis, all of your dreams and wishes could come true.
Right. But Houtaro took all the chemis back. He immediately takes all the. Honestly, Houtaro could have just after he broke the ritual and all the chemis came back to him. He could have just fucking turned and gone. All right, guys, I got him. Run! He can't catch us. Like. That's all you had to do. Yeah, it's keep away at that point. He turns into fucking Fire Gotchard instead of using Fire Gotchard's gigantic ass engine on his back and just flying the fuck away, he just decides to keep hitting him and turns into Rainbow Gotchard instead of using Rainbow Gotchard's myriad of abilities. This is when you Lucky Charms your way off. And you go, woohoo! You can't come after my Kimmy cards, and you jump over the rainbow and say, fuck these kids.
I bet the only reason why Ichinose transforms into Fire Gotchard at the start of this fight was just to give Spawner like a little moment to you can do this.
I feel like it's also just a fuck you of like, yeah, I have a copy of your toy too. That's so fucking last year.
Remember, your thing is a copy of mine.
Yeah.
But I don't have a copy of your thing. You have a copy of my thing. Remember,
Yeah.
I
turned into Fire Gotchard before you became a Kamen Rider, and you still keep losing.
Right? Look, he just does this just to give Spot like a little moment, let him have his own little moment, right? He's like, oh yeah, there you go, here you go. Are you happy now? All right, cool. I'm gonna turn. Hey, instead of going, and if it makes you feel better, I should technically turning into Iron Gotchard and then Platinum Gotchard, but no, here.
Yeah, I'm skipping straight to Rainbow Gotchard. I'm tired of this shit. I want to go home.
All right, there
I need
you
to
go.
make sure that all my cards are still in.
Well, okay.
You've been holding onto my cards. I need to make sure that I got all of them back and that they're still in mint condition. I'd like to make this wrap up pretty soon. And again, there's this whole thing that's supposed to be an emotional clash of things, which again, sure, right? These have been two opposing characters since since we've met since they've both interacted with each other for the first time. But then we get a flashback of a young Spawner with a dog that we've never talked about and has never been a thing ever before.
I fucking lost it. I fucking lost it when I saw this dog and I was like, what the fuck is this?
It's just a kid. It's just a kid. Honestly, for a second, I wasn't even sure it was Spawner, because I was like, did he have a brother that we didn't know about? What's going on? Why is this dog here? Who gave him this like,
this dog has never been an integral part of Spawner's fucking character story ever. It's just a random fucking dog. It's so...
What's he about to... What he's talking about, he wants to become a super A-ranked alchemist, and he's holding a dog. Famously, alchemists holding dogs, talking about wanting to do alchemy, has not usually ended well. Usually when alchemists pick up dogs, there's a small girl involved, and a dog is about to learn how to talk.
It's just like the only reason he's holding this dog is so he can use it in like his big little speech to his parents, like, yeah, I'll make a world for every dogs and cats.
All the dogs and the
to
bugs
be happy and
the bugs. Listen, I don't care what you're doing with the. I don't care if it's a happy world for the dogs and cats and bugs. Just put down Mr. Tanaka's like little like poodle dog, because I don't know what you're about to do with it. I'm scared.
Yeah, it's just so fucking funny. Yeah, and then we just saw that Spawner is living on the ideas he had. Look, hey man, this is why kids need to experience the outside world.
Well,
you know,
it's why you should.
Everyone needs to work in restaurants and a grocery store, right, in their life before at some point in their life. But boy, he is holding out to ideas he had since he was a 10-year-old kid, and I feel like he has a bad growth development. You know, ignoring the fact that he's been gaslighted since a child. Yeah. You know, right? You can tell that he did not grow up in an actual healthy environment to understand.
He was raised by a woman who thought that chess would be the only way that she can communicate with her adoptive son, her ward, her Robin to her Batman, with all of the questionable influences that come from that. She thought, if I play chess with him, that will work as a well-adjustment system for a well-adjusted adult male.
Mm-hmm. Right, but it's just crazy how like they showed this flashback of him as a child, right? And as I was like, oh yeah, he never would get up on like, yeah, boy, man. Look, it's been 15 years? Yeah, boy, man, he really has not done anything.
Yeah. Also, apparently you can punch Gotchard out of Rainbow Gotchard. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how Houtaro went down.
Look, remember, he's back. He has the power of the black flames, you know, right? The black flame lets him do that.
I want to believe that Valverad just actually kicked Nijigan off of his belt, like, and that's the one thing that no villain has actually tried yet, was just hitting the fucking any one of the various power-up devices that are strapped onto the
attachment, right?
Yeah, any one of the various power-up devices, you just knock it off. If you just kick there, it'll just fall right off, because I haven't seen.
Look! It has really weak clips.
I was about to say, I haven't seen reviews for all of these various like power-up devices, but I've got to assume, with the exception of X-Gotch-Caliber, which is such a fucking big thing that literally wraps around, I feel like they've gotten less and less like stable on there because they've gotten bigger and bigger and more like bulky. Mm-hmm. Like Nijigan is a fucking tank to strap onto a belt.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way that thing holds on well.
It is an entire system, you know, that, right? Because I assume it has to go over the belt while also having to leave slots open for you to insert the card into, right? To keep the main gimmick. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, look, they do the anime punch face.
Yeah, well, it's a cross counter. It's a cross counter, and then we broke the helmet. Yeah. Ooh, it's that iconic Kamen Rider thing where sometimes the face mask breaks a little bit. Okay, cool, great. Doesn't change the fact that Spawner still gets his ass kicked as regular Valverad, as full power Valverad versus regular Gotchard. He's not even Rainbow Gotchard anymore. He just hits you in the face.
In his base form, you know. Also, this is not Chem X story Steam Hopper, you know, right? This is just straight up Steam Hopper. You know, right? This isn't the Reiwa trope where they just use their base form, you know, right?
Anyway, the power is too much, and also apparently the black flames explode for some reason and melt the plastic on his Valverad driver. So I guess no more Valverad for the rest of the season. In the final L that Spawner could have, he fully loses his powers that he's barely had. Cool, great, awesome. What a character, what a guy, awesome, my favorite guy.
Yeah. Look, does he still have the black flames, right?
And then he admits defeat, and then once again just says, fuck you guys, I'm still mad at you. And then they all just let this bloodied, bruised man who just got his ass beat walk off into the sunset by himself.
By a 16-year-old high school boy,
right? A 24-year-old man had his ass beat.
Spawner does not learn anything.
No, Spawner...
He does not learn anything from...
He just walks off into the distance with bleeding wounds and just decides, okay, bye, I'm going off to go die in a ditch somewhere, I guess.
Right, yeah. So, but then the next shot almost got me, right? When they just only showed the Valve Crusher, right? I was like, oh boy, round two? Nope, it's not. It's funny with the Valve Crusher.
Yeah, hey, Lachesis can still become a Valvarad. She'll just become Kamen Senshi Valvarad, not Kamen Rider Valvarad.
Right, and then so now it took them only 43 episodes, but they finally developed a security system.
47. It took them 47 episodes to. I mean, I don't know when the first time he got his card stolen, but the fact that they didn't have a system put into place after the very first time that he got his card stolen is fucking insane.
Yeah, and then but Ichidose did not. Also, no one decided to take him to the nurse's office or take him to like any place in general.
No, we're not.
There's a lot of blood. That's a lot of blood.
Well, you see, Uncle Wrestler guy, Uncle Koichiro Asahi was like, hey, you spit on it, you put some dirt in there, you let that thing scab over, you'll be fine. Hey,
just rub
God
it
made dirt and dirt don't hurt.
It's good enough.
Yeah, hey, don't be a pussy. You let that thing bleed and scab over. I don't remember having no pussy.
That's how we used to do it. That's how we used to do it back in my days.
Yeah, back in the good old days when people got fucking syphilis from punching each other and passing needles.
Yeah, look, back when kids used to play outside and no one had any stupid color hair.
Yeah,
right?
And where the paint and when the paint tasted really good.
Right. And then
speaking of how children were. Speaking of children, once again, the ever terrifying, upsetting, unsettling situation that is Atropos. Why is she tied up and held prisoner by a bunch of ribbon like a nightmare Christmas present for like Jeffrey Epstein? I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Man, I don't know, man. I can't believe Katos. It turns out that she got betrayed. I can't believe this has happened. How could she have not seen this coming?
What? No.
How could not trusting the Abyssal King?
An Abyssalist King has once again betrayed me and used me for their own needs? What? But they've never done that before, except for every other time that the Abyssalist Kings have done it.
I thought things were going to be different under Galia. Right?
Galia's clearly Gigas didn't work, so that's one thing. Jermaine didn't work, so that's one thing. But Galia, that's a whole new thing. She's totally different. And then we finally get the reveal that I definitely called I think 2 episodes ago because of the weird shit with Garyon looking at Rene with her dad. Fucking Atropos is Rene's or Rene is Atropos' model.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. We're all fucked.
Yeah.
We're all fucked.
Yeah, man. Once again, every reveal was like, hey, Garrett, we have to go. We have to inspect the file on his PC. There is definitely no good on that PC.
Check the flight logs for Garyon's. Check the flight logs for Garyon's Island. Okay, I'm just saying. The names that you'll see on there will truly astound you.
We have to check the files on everything, and then hey, look, Tariq, you know what? Hey, with 2 episodes left, they remember that Rene is the secondary writer of the show. Right? And they're like, oh yeah, we have to give her a final form.
I guess we do. I guess we do. Sort of.
Man, hey, look, the form is called Twilight Majade. It turns out the hit has been there this entire time for the last 3 weeks, People have been trying to figure, oh boy, what's this episode title mean, really weird. Yeah, sure. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
Man, look, we'll talk about it.
It's so
And
dumb.
we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Hey, look. We need to find it. Here's this week's production blog. Let's go through. Let's see if there's anything relevant for us to go through. Because I did not read this.
Okay. Let's see. Oh god. This episode was Pete Shonen. Shut the fuck up. I'll slap you. All right.
Let's see.
Oh, wait! Look! They literally did the same thing that I did. Building up, and the two end up building a relationship of mutual rivalry. Gary Oak! First one that they list. I told you, their names are fucking, Will, Koga, Bruno, and Karen, okay? That's what the Elite Four of Spawner's Valvorad 4 are. Gary Oak, Vegeta, Sasuke. Jesus Christ. Also, you can... okay, I feel like the fact that this person is saying Gary Oak tells you who the fuck they are, because Gary Oak is 100% not the name of the character in Japanese. So this is clearly some fucking insane person translating all this shit. Oh my god.
I love the final bit of this bullet point that you're reading up. Stuck somewhere between adult and child, as if he's trying to be something he's not. Yeah, boy, like I said, once I go in, he did. I had a healthy growth.
No, because he was raised by chess.
He did not. He was raised gaslit,
Yeah.
right? And then once again, we have to also keep in mind, this is all happening within a year span, right? This has been a crazy year for Spotter, right? He thought he graduated from alchemy school as a super and it turns out in real life that means nothing. He has had no real world experience at any point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's fucking great, Yeah. Let's see. Anything else?
Yeah, the fucking bullet point, like two or three down, it's like, with this little scheme, Galio was able to weaken Gotchard and Valvorad by having them fight each other, and now she moved on to neutralize Majade, but, a power-up with 3 episodes left? No way! 7 exclamation points.
That's not good. Boy, that's
and
not
next
good.
week, okay, hold on. Next week's vlog, they're going to. They've got an explanation, everybody. Okay, next week's vlog, they'll have an explanation. It'll totally make sense. It's all gonna be cleared up. We're all gonna go, oh, you're really smart.
Man, also, I don't understand how this is gonna weaken Gotchard, right?
Yeah, it actually makes him stronger because not only did he get back his own cards, he also now took Valvorad's cards. So he has accumulated more of the power.
Right, like if anything, the only person who actually lost this fight is Spotter because he lost his card and his fucking henshin belt, Yeah. Right, and he also still has Rainbow Gotchard, and and that thing is just can do whatever the fuck it wants, right? As we discover with the power of alchemy, he can literally remake anything to whatever fucking stupid thing he wants, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
let's see.
Okay, so So they get to the point talking about Aussie coming back, right? And the advice on how to persuade someone who is determined to risk their life for something, and his response is words are not the only way to persuade others. Now, listen. Because he's a wrestler, you feel like inherently the thing that he's implying is violence, right? That just feels like the interpretation of that is like, don't use words, use violence. But the better interpretation of that actually is just sometimes actions, like, are stronger than words, like doing something, like what you do can speak to... He didn't say, hit the kid in the face, beat the shit out of him. You could have taken the cards and just run away. I still am a strong proponent of get the cards and run. He can't fucking transmute all the cards if you take all the cards away from him.
Look, his big plan is to just have 101. What happens if, right, like, he's supposed just to give all 101, but what happens after he immediately loses those 101 cards, right? It's like a kid who immediately gets an ice cream cone, right?
Yeah.
And tries to eat it, and then immediately trips and falls, like, oh yeah, man, kid, you just lost that ice cream cone, right, man? That fucking sucks, Now you have to do it all over again, right?
Yeah.
oh man, look, man, that dog is actually the director's dog. Sure, fucking yeah, why not? No, like, I guess the director just had his dog on set that day.
He couldn't get a sitter for the dog, and so he just went, hey, what? Go find that kid that we had play young Spawner. I don't even know. Is that even the same kid that played young Spawner? I don't even.
I probably,
but I wouldn't know, and I don't care.
You know. Oh man, doesn't help that looking up that name gives you a completely different actress, by the way. Oh man, that does not help me when I looked up who has played why. Yeah, look, like, oh yeah, Houtaro realized, hey, look, dying is just that cool, you know. Maybe we shouldn't. Look, you know, right? Maybe everyone can live by the end of it, you know. Right, right. Maybe you don't have to kill yourself in order to save the day. You know, right? And look, we're still winning if you think about it by the end of the day. You know, we still have all of our Kennys. You know, like instead of inviting, why don't we just all devise a plan? You know, right? Like actually think this through. You know, right?
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Anyway, here's the meme. Boop 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 boop. Where the fuck did I put it? I know I put it somewhere on my. Oh man, I have too many images on this. Let's see. Oh man, where the fuck did I actually put? I know I put it somewhere. Oh, here it is. All right, there we go.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Hey, look. Next week. Hey, look. Next week we finally talk about the unsung hero of the season. You know, Rene. You know. And look. Next week she is finally gonna confront this child who's been harassing her the entire series.
Yeah.
You know, right?
All
They're finally
just
gonna make
in time
peace,
for Father's
you know?
Day. We're getting the Rene story.
Right, and then hey, look who's back next week as well, you know, right?
Oh, Daddy's home.
Here, you know. Right, look, he finally remember, right? All right, is that this? That's it for this week's episode.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. All right, man, Spawner, once again, man, like I said, hey, Spawner, hey, you should have. Kyoko should have let you work at a grocery store.
Yeah, you should have. Instead of being, or at least give you the memories of working at a grocery store that were implanted into you.
Yeah. All right. That's it. All right. That's it for this week. All right. Okay. Thanks. Bye. All right, Tariq. So this doesn't apply to you since you have a job and everything, and you're fine with your current job predicament, you know, right?
Yeah,
But hey. Right. So you know when you apply for jobs,
Yes.
right? It tells you to list professional and personal
Experience.
recommendation, you know, right? Reference, you know, right? Like list people. Right. Hey, is it? Hey. Do you just list your personal as your professional reference if the personal reference are just way better as a professional reference than they are as a personal reference?
I mean, it depends on the context of the job, I suppose. If you're
let's say your personals are all people who work in high quality position. You know, right? I'm not talking about something like a senator or a
they
doctor
own their own business or something.
Yeah, right. But these are you have personal friends who happen to work with who happen to be hey, this is a person that works at who's probably the assistant manager of a factory,
or
right?
Or they're the CEO of Lockheed Martin and they know how to send missiles over.
Right. So instead of avoiding man, I really don't want them to contact my last place of business. I mean, my last place of work, you know. And I'll just have to contact my friend and be like, yes. This person who I have whose only relation I have is just a business professional relationship, I will list them as my professional relationship, right?
Well, see, here's the thing. This is where you get into the dubious nature of, uh, I went to college. Do I say that I didn't finish at said college? No, I say, when I put on my resume, I go, hey, X college from this date to this, from this year to this year, with this area of study, and I just put that on there. Now, if they interpret it a certain way...
Look, it's not asking, look, it's not asking if you graduated or not. It just asks if you went to college or not,
it's up to interpretation. So, if it's just in the recommendations and they just go, hey, or references, hey, you just go, hey, this is this person, and they work at such and such company with this position...
Right, yeah, you think it's better, like, especially
whether
if your friends are
whether
working,
they
like,
think that
right,
you work there or not,
up.
whether they think it's a professional reference or a personal reference is up to them.
Yeah, right. Like it's just there to spice up, like your professional knowledge of contacts. You're like, oh man, this guy knows a guy that works on
and he's got a pretty good.
How the fuck does this guy?
He knows this
how the
guy.
fuck does this guy knows a guy that works on, as opposed to this guy? His personal reference is a guy who works at, I don't know, at an AC unit.
Yeah,
repair
right.
shop. You're like,
yeah.
Right.
There's a difference.
I have to list someone like that.
Yeah.
Right. Right? I was like, hey, look. I was like, hey, this guy knows professional Saudi people, Like, oh man, like how many people knows who's actually a doctor, right?
Well, this is
right. You can't just put down doctor.
Right. Exactly. This is why it's like, in my job that I have that is somehow unwittingly turning into a career at this point. I feel like 6 years in, you got to start going career with a job, that like you've done it for so long, like this is a career to an extent. People ask me how I get into the job, and I don't say, oh, well, my girlfriend was friends with the boss's son, and they needed somebody else to work in the fucking closet, and then I said, hey, I'll do more work if you pay me more, and they said, yeah, sure, cool, and it's been off to the races since then. I go, you grow up in D.C., there's a lot of things that are focused on the political world. My mother, she
oh man, dude, she's a hotbed for that stuff, right? Hey,
so I had this experience. So I grew up in that experience in that household. I just really, it's how you phrase it. You gotta form it in a certain way. Now, whether that's, just say that you were part of it's a part of your environment, part of what you grew up in. And it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You say I know a lot of people in that work in the union industry, that work in the labor industry. Does that happen to mean that my girlfriend just knew a guy that had a dad that needed a guy to do some shit? Yeah, that's the real thing, but that's not important.
All right, yeah, just look. As long as your friend is in fact as long as the person is in fact the CEO of Lockheed Martin, right? It's good enough for me, right?
Yeah, hey, look. Regardless, you're able to maintain a social interaction with this fucking Hey, look. You and Raytheon, you might not be the one building the fighter jets, but you know a lot about fighter jets because you're friends with the guy who makes fighter jets.
Right, and it all just happens to work out, right? Yeah, so like I was saying, so there's like nothing wrong with like listing your personal.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Right. Yeah, right. Look, it's not. Look, they are. And look, hey, just because we are personally friends does not mean we also do professional business stuff, right? I just happen to know. My personal friend just happens to be professional people, right?
Hey,
it's just a convenient that my friend.
It's
the CEO of Lockheed Martin,
and that's
right?
that's what they should look for in an applicant for a job. They want that level of social networking, that kind of thing. Oh, this person.
Right, as long as you don't list anything outrageous, like you list yeah, hey, I'm friend with I know Robert Downey Jr., right?
Yeah.
Right? I'm with me and him, Tom Holland. Yeah, boy, man. Hey, me and him go way back. I can list Tom Holland as my professional reference. Right?
Yeah.
I didn't just
sell.
What would you rather see Tom Holland list on on a business. Would you rather see Tom Holland listed as a personal or a business reference on an applicant? Real quick.
I mean, it would be. It depends on the context.
And it is actual Tom Holland, by the way.
Yeah,
not a guy who has the name.
If I were
Tom Holland, right?
If I were somebody trying to hire someone for like a banking job, and they said professional, like references Tom Holland because like they were his accountant. That's one thing. If they say personal experience, like personal references, I know Tom Holland. That's kind of like whatever. If it's a personal thing. If you're like, yeah, I handle Tom Holland's finances. I got like. Or fucking Post Malone. I'm the one that was able to budget his finances enough for him to buy the One Ring Magic card, right?
Yeah, it was because of me that he was allowed to keep talking about Marvel spoilers all the time.
Yeah.
When Marvel keep telling him to stop talking about spoilers.
Yeah, I was able to tighten up his contract so that he didn't get fired for all of that shit.
Mm-hmm. Right, but yeah, all right. That's good to know, right? It's like, hey, look, as long as it works, right?
Yeah, I support this method. I think there's everything proper with this.